Welcome to the show. I'm Aquarius James, and today I want to talk about one of the signs I think is the most misunderstood, and that's Capricorn. So I've noticed that people tend to be confused by Capricorns. They don't know if they're being selfish or manipulative, if they're controlling. They're so serious, then they try to be helpful and useful. It's quite confusing for other people. So let's explain what Capricorn is. Capricorn is the builder. Their motto is, I use. So basically they're using things to build. According to their archetype, they build the infrastructure for other people to use. The symbol for the Capricorn is the sea goat. So it's a goat with fish fins. So it's climbing to the top of the mountain as a goat to talk to God, and it swims to deeper depths than other people can handle the pressure of. So it has this water emotional connection. The Capricorn is also the unicorn. They must fail 9 times, before they finally become this unicorn with this single focus, and they can come and help people. So the Capricorn know about using things, and they can often use other people, and this can confuse other people. But really they want to be useful, and they want to use things to build, and they want to show other people what things they can use to build as well. So it's really trying to be helpful, but their problem is they're so serious that they come across as very intense, and this can confuse people about what their intentions and motivations are. They say that Capricorns are born as kind of like old people, and then the older they get, the younger they get. So in their later life, they often start to really relax and become very funny, and the seriousness starts to go with age. So the reason they're so serious is because they're always thinking and considering stuff. So Capricorn is the time of year when the sun is at its weakest. These are the darkest days, okay? So it's the beginning of the year, so we're considering about everything that's happened the year before and everything that's going to come in the next year. So Capricorn's really thinking into the future and thinking deep into the past. They really analyze stuff quite brutally and honestly. If they're to blame, they really take it on their shoulders a lot, and if other people to blame, they don't forget. They know they're quite honest with how they analyze things, too honest, and it scares other people. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is defined by the rules of the physical reality and its limits, and the spiritual lessons we learn from our experience of the physical reality and its limits. When things block us or stop us, or when things go wrong, our physical reality is teaching us something spiritual, okay? So the Capricorn try and do a lot of things, and a lot of things kind of go wrong for them. Mr. Bean is a Capricorn, and when things go wrong for them, they kind of learn some profound lesson from that, but then when something goes right, they really believe it's destiny. So they really feel the hand of God in their physical reality all the time. So I think this is one of the reasons they're so serious. They're not sure if they're just going to be taught some other brutal lesson by hitting some limit, something going wrong, or if something's going to go incredibly right and destiny's really working out for them. They're not chilled. They're like, whoa, what's God going to do next? So they're kind of like a little bit on edge with that. However, the Capricorn is good at seeing you through a storm. They're used to things going wrong, and so they can ride things out. Saturn is time, Father Time. So Capricorn work with time. They can wait, they can be patient. They often bottle a lot of stuff up. They're trying to be useful, so they don't always tell you what they're thinking or what their opinion is in the immediate situation. They can often bottle it up if they think something's going wrong or it's not right or they're uncomfortable, and they'll bottle things up to the point where basically they explode and have to let it out. But if that peak doesn't happen, then they'll really hold a lot of things in, and they'll try and operate to keep everybody cool and calm. It is the leader. The Capricorn is the cap, or the kneecap in the zodiac, so they put it at the top, or it could be at the bottom, Cancer and Capricorn. But either way, there it is. It's at the cap on the zodiac, so they're like the captain. They're some kind of leader. They really take responsibility seriously. In their young age, they don't want to get people pregnant. They might run away from that. They really resent the responsibility that they have for other people, because they want to be in a position where they can be useful with that responsibility. If they're not, if they don't feel that they've got the means, to live up to the responsibilities that they have, this really weighs a burden on them. They can run away. So goats climb trees. So Capricorn's known for getting in a huff and getting upset and climbing a tree or going off on their own somewhere, and you won't hear from them for a while. The way to get them back is to tell them that you need their help. We need you. They can't turn that down. they have to come and help somebody. They may appear scary and serious, and this is probably the problem why their interaction with the rest of the world gets confused, and this is why they're so misunderstood. But really, they want to help people. They're really actually kind and generous. They're very polite and courteous in a lot of cases. They don't want to offend people, and they don't really want arguments. However, when arguments come, they can be pretty seriously harsh. Yeah, they're known for saying some of the harshest things on the zodiac. They'll assess your personality and give you one of the most like brutal character assassinations you've ever had. Yeah, and something you won't forget. It's dark what they say. Yeah, and they plan it and they think about it hard. But this is because they're upset and angry. Really, they want to work with other people, and they'll say something like this to try and trigger you into getting you on the right path. So really, they're on your side, but they've got this very harsh, tough love approach. Sometimes it's because they're really upset and they want things to be working out better. They really want the best for everybody. So you can see that these are intense people who are very serious, but actually they want the best for us. So on the surface they come across in this intimidating or like unfriendly or miserable or grumpy way, or maybe ridiculous and crazy, because as I said, in their older age they can be completely far out. Also David Bowie was a Capricorn. He was pretty far out. The thing is, like people like David Bowie, another famous Capricorn was Elvis. These guys are really looking into the future, seeing what we can use next. What can we use? So cases of like Bowie and Elvis, they were bringing these new sounds and new looks and new ways of behaving, new ways of dancing in both cases, but especially Elvis. And it was kind of a shock and made people a bit uncomfortable. They kind of stand out and they got teased for it. So the other thing the Capricorn can be, it can be the scapegoat. People can blame them when things go wrong. And maybe they might be involved a little bit because they might have suggested something or said something or tried to put something in play that would be useful, but that thing maybe didn't work out to be quite as useful as it could have been, and something goes wrong, and instead of fixing it, people just blame the Capricorn. Of course, Jesus is one of the famous Capricorns. If his birthday is correct, on the 25th, and he was the ultimate scapegoat, and he was crucified on the cross for all of our sins. That's a pretty Capricorn situation where, yeah, you take the responsibility for everybody else. Yeah, you let them all blame you and you go off and you're the one hated, even though what you were trying to do was to help other people. And of course, Capricorn is actually the devil on the tarot card. And the devil is closely connected to Saturn, Satan and Saturn, and this is because Saturn rules material things, yeah? Things of the material world. This is why it's our physical reality. So it's money, it's real estate, bank accounts, the law, passports, all of these things that like give us freedom or restrictions within the physical reality. This is why the devil and Saturn are the same, in the sense that it's all about materialism, and ultimately materialism will never make us happy. The problems with materialism will lead us back to God. So ultimately we're here on a spiritual journey through our experience of the physical reality, which is set by Saturn. And all those things that go wrong with our physical reality and limit us are teaching us spiritual lessons. And this is why we learn not to be materialistic, but to be spiritual about our experience of the material world, and why in the journey through the tarot cards, we must overcome the devil, yeah? We must overcome our desire for material things and see the spiritual in everything. So yeah, Capricorn's pretty heavy, pretty deep. On the surface, they're coming across as the devil, but really they're trying to teach us all spiritual lessons. It's quite serious for them. It's quite a serious sign. But actually, as I said, it's Mr. Bean and also Jim Carrey. So these physical things that go wrong are very, very funny. Often for other people, not for you when it's happening to you, of course. But still, we've got to try and laugh. The more we laugh, the better it is. And that's what Capricorn learns as it gets older and older. It just starts to laugh more and more and see the humour in life. And in the humour in the chaos and the things going wrong. It starts to lighten up, and so should you. This is the lesson we really need to learn from the physical reality, that we shouldn't take it too seriously, and we should try seeing the messages of God limiting us and the things going wrong as very funny. Because after all, Mr. Bean, Jim Carrey, Mr. Bean's one of the most successful comedy characters in the world. It's known about in every language, in every culture. He doesn't even speak. Things just go wrong for him, yeah? And we all find that very amusing. So life is really one big amusing catastrophe. It's not a tragedy, yeah, it's a comedy or a comedic tragedy. Any way we want to see it, it's still funny. So yeah, Capricorn is really discovering about how to not take life too seriously and seeing the spiritual in everything, yeah. Okay, so that was some basics on Capricorn and why I think they're misunderstood. I hope that was interesting and maybe useful in terms of understanding them better in the future. After all of this astrology is really about trying to get to the root of people's intentions, which is really love. Most people really mean well, they're just coming across in a way that other people are confused by. I'm Aquarius James, thank you for listening, peace.